Welcome to the Take Two with Tanya podcast with your host, Tanya Myers. This is a space for women 50 years and older to create the life we have always wanted and dreamed of. On this podcast, expect to have your mind expanded, your spirits uplifted, and your soul encouraged. We will explore the self-development journey of others and pull from it the gems needed for our own self-transformations. Hi everybody, welcome to Take Two with Tanya. This is another beautiful day, and we're doing another podcast, and we have switched it up today. We are actually having a live interview in-house with none other than my girl, Claudia Charlie. She is here with That's So G's Band, and she's going to tell us all about G's Band. Now, for those of you who don't know what G's Band is, you guys are in for a treat. She is about to fill us up with so much information, and I need you guys to go out there once she finishes and go and get some of her products. They are amazing. They are beautiful. They are wonderful. They are historically connected to the African American community, so I need us to support. And again, I'm going to say, this is Take Two with Tanya. I need you all to download, like, and share this episode because you'll want to share it. So like and share the episode with everybody. And without further ado, we're going to get right into Lord have mercy, Claudia Charlie. I know her name because we've been friends for 10, 11, 12 years, right? So yes. Claudia Charlie with That's So G's Band. Hey, Claudia.
Hi, Tanya.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Now, y'all, she doesn't normally do this, so I must have a special place in her heart. And look, not only is she recording, but she came in to do it live. So y'all need to get into this, right? Get into it because this is a treat, a luxury, and I am so thankful that she agreed, y'all. She agreed. She believes, right? She agreed. She believes in the Take Two brand, so she's gonna come out. Plus, our whole mission is to support our women, our African American women, support our community, and enlighten, enhance, and empower. So she is here to empower us and show us how it can be done, and it can be done. You can do it with your hand. You don't have to be tied to somebody's 9 to 5. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking 9 to 5s because I have one. However, I am working on my escape plan or exit plan to get out of it and go full time. And she's here. She is full-time entrepreneur, right?
Yes, I am. I've been that way now for years.
Oh my, full time. So she's here to tell us right.
to work for others. So yes,
she's unemployable. She's unemployable.
I'm not that disciplined. So I just want to say to all you all that have these 9 to 5s, I applaud you because your girl here, I can't do it. I'm sorry. I don't know.
It's more than
something about that. So
it's more than a notion. But she's here and she's gonna tell us let's talk about what That's So G's Band is.
Well, That's So G's Band is a company that I started, I think nearly 17, 18 years ago. Mm-hmm. And basically it came about because there was a need in my community of G's Bend.
Which is in Alabama, guys.
Yeah,
it's in
Alabama, in Wilcox County. So if you know what Selma is, you just go about 40 miles south of Selma. Okay. It's a very rural community on the bend of the Alabama River. Okay. So therefore, G's Bend. That's where the name came from. Okay. But That's So G's Bend started because there were other people in my community that needed an outlet and a way to promote and sell their quilts or quilt-related items or whatever really they wanted to do. Mm-hmm. So I thought it was important that they work with someone who would make sure that they received 100% of their profits from their sales, and that they knew exactly, had some type of decisions that they could make themselves as to what they want to sell their products for, and know that they would receive their monies. So for me, it was strictly about community economic growth and development, and helping them any way I can in doing so. They were comfortable enough, because they knew me. I was a part of the community. I grew up there, went to school there, and so that made it very easy in one area to be able to get them to trust.
Right. Yeah. Gotta have trust.
Yeah, gotta have trust because trust is a big factor for G's Bend. Okay. For those that don't know, G's Bend have been on the map for years for their quilts. And that started, God, many, many years ago when this guy out of New York, he was a priest, who found his way to Alabama, and he saw some of the G's being quilts hanging out on our fences in our yards. And he decided that he thought that they would be good, to actually sell in stores.
Okay.
This was probably back in the 70s. It's been a while.
Okay.
And at that time, a lot of women back then, they didn't have very much income, if any. Most of them had no education, like my grandmother had no education at all. And the only type of resources that were for income was farming and quilting. So pretty much the men, of course, and women, they farmed, but the women quilted, and they would go to this place called the Freedom Quilting Bee. And there at the Freedom Quilting Bee, they were actually able to make quilts. And so Father Francis got a contract deal back then with Bloomingdale's a long time ago. And so the G's being women had the opportunity to make quilts for Bloomingdale's.
Oh, okay.
But one of the problems with G's being is that nothing is just alike.
Right.
They were the manufacturers. They could not keep up with, the amount of product that was needed. And then the biggest challenge was to be able to make something just alike.
Right.
So needless to say, that didn't last very long.
Okay.
But that was a great opportunity for the women to have something. Now here we are.
Plus, that kind of showed them too.
Yes.
The what the potential was, right?
It did for earnings.
Yeah.
And it gave them some value and some worth, because back then the women, they didn't feel very good about themselves, because again, we're poor. We're left behind. We're in an area that pretty much they say have been forgotten.
Okay.
So this was a great booster for them.
Right. Put them on the map.
Yeah, put them on the map, definitely.
Yeah.
And pretty much from that point, G's Ben has been kind of watched over the years for quilts. Quilts was a way that we survived. It was not about art, although now it is. Back then, it was just a way to keep us warm.
Right.
I grew up under quilts in my house.
I did too. My grandmother had like the big frame out there, and she would quilt and put the cotton in. And I hate we don't have any of them left now. I don't think my mother has any of them left, because they just deteriorate over time. And we didn't know the riches that we had with those quilts, right?
Yes.
We did not know. From one generation to the next, they got lost.
Yeah.
And now it's like they're selling these quilts, and like these were, like you said, the way that we kept warm. But however, whatever.
Yeah, we did. We kept warm under them.
But that's another thing,
so
though.
Heavy.
Right.
Yeah.
This is another thing where I talk about using what's in your hand. The making of the quilt is what was in the lady's hands, and they were able to monetize that.
Yes.
So that was all using what's in our hand.
Yeah,
And now
we
it's
had
turned into the art.
Yeah, we had to use what was in our hand, because back then we didn't have any fabric.
Right.
I mean, we're talking about my grandmother picking up sacks from up the side of the road.
Okay.
Using clothing that was worn out to make quilts with. So there was no Hancock and no Joann's and Hobby Lobby and all this stuff that we go to now. No, she had to bleach them herself if she wanted white, and leave them natural if she wanted, a different color. So we're talking about actually using what you had and to make
Just
it work.
resourceful.
Very resourceful. So quilting, again, has been around all my life. I'm a fourth generation. And the idea of it becoming a dying art is something that, we just can't let happen.
Right.
So right now we continue to move forward with the quilts. They've traveled the world internationally, different museums all over. I mean, it's just amazing at what it turned into, but it didn't start that way. It was definitely for survival points.
Okay.
Yeah.
So G's Ben has also branched out into a whole lot of other stuff. That's So G's Ben. I'm not gonna say G's Ben. That's So G's Ben, because that's a different umbrella company than what other people might have out there, right? Because there's different sectors to the G's Ben quilt. Different people have different stuff. But That's So G's Ben is who we're talking to today. Has taken the community's work and has even for herself created a whole nother genre of things. I know here she sells her goods at different little mercantile shops, and she has a Etsy store, and I have even bought some of her stuff because I think it is so cute, right? It is so cute. So she brought a couple of pieces to show us today. This is one of her, I think it's one of your popular sellers or something?
Yeah, this is one of the pot holders here. And these items we can't keep up with.
Right.
My mother and myself, we make these ourselves. And you can actually find them at several different places in Birmingham that sells them. If,
right.
You know, I can mention that.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, Alabama Goods in Homewood, they carry this product. So you can go there. If you're in Montgomery, you can go to Goat Hill Museum Store.
What is it called again?
Goat Hill.
Goat Hill.
It's located inside the Capitol.
Okay.
Is where it's at.
Okay.
Different places like that. So, I mean, we can't keep up with.
And you
these
get this
products.
on your Etsy store
and
too?
of course on my Etsy shop.
Okay. What's your Etsy shop?
It's called G's Bin Place.
There you go.
Yeah,
G's Bin
Place
Place on
is
Etsy. All this will be in the show notes. I'm put all this in the show notes.
G's Bin Place is where you can find some of our quilts and wall pieces, and of course our most popular items, these pot holders. We can't keep up with them.
Now the wall pieces, what is that? Is that like you can use
it's
them like a tapestry?
Yes,
to
exactly.
hang up?
You can hang up, you can frame, whatever your desire is as far as art. And it's just a piece. It could be any size, from 20 by 20 or 60 by 60. It just depends on your space in your house.
Okay.
And
so now people can order those from you on. Do they order on Etsy?
Shop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
and they're
everything
special
like that.
made.
They're specially made on Etsy. And I even do a lot of custom work myself.
Right.
Where someone may call and say, hey, I have some fabric and I wanted something done for my, relative, and we kind of like sit down and chat and find out exactly what it is they're wanting and put it together for them. So,
Okay.
yeah, that
there
works.
you go, guys. We can get
works.
custom stuff. These are nice gifts to give to family members, to your moms and everybody.
Yeah.
I'm sure they would totally appreciate it.
Yeah.
I know, like little baby blankets. You can get a baby blanket
Yeah,
done.
yeah,
Everybody,
things
having
like that.
these little babies. Y'all need a
Yes.
blanket for the baby. The baby
some
needs something.
traditional,
Yes.
and it's heavy, Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Something to
bigger
keep,
and bolder.
heirloom, a family heirloom that you can keep, right? And
Exactly.
you can get it embroidered with the name or
right.
something
Yeah,
on
we
there.
sign our products so everybody knows, signed and dated, and a lot of them come with names. Pot holders don't come with names, but a lot of wall arts and quilts always come with the name
Okay.
attached to it. So,
Okay.
yeah, it's kind of made special that way. We keep it personable that way.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
let me just stop and we got to pay some bills while we out here.
Understanding and overcoming some self-doubt, it was a blessing. It was a blessing, and it helped me move into some areas that I needed to move into in my life. Helped me to start my own business. I had never even had really thoughts of starting a business, but this one, it motivated me so until I started a business. I would admonish you to get the book and read it. If you're struggling with where you need to go, what steps you need to take to move forward in your life, I think that this is a book that you really need to invest in. Invest in yourself, invest in your life, invest in your future. So enough already. Let it bless you.
I want to thank you all for listening and tuning in. Remember, we're liking and sharing and commenting so that we can get our ratings up, move further up the ladder. And also, we're here with the lovely Claudia Charlie with That's So G's Bin. She's here with Take Two with Tanya today, and she's sharing with us all of the G's Bin quilting things, or the That's So G's Bin quilting. G's Bin quilting things that are available to us, and giving us a little bit of history of the journey of quilting. And she shared some of our pots. So I want to let you know that that's who we're talking to, Claudia Charlie with That's So G's Bin. Next, I have a question. Now, you just came back from New York, right?
I did.
Let's talk about what That's So G's Bin is doing up in the fashion capital. Can you share?
Well, I can. No, but it's one thing I need to make clear.
Let's make it clear.
Because I represent the community.
Right.
So basically, it's not all about That's So G's Bin, as much as it is also about the community of G's Bin.
Let's talk about it.
Because I just have a tendency to be the person who kind of like bridge the gap between the community and a lot of other things that's going on that we try to get going on. But there's this company called Nest, Build a Nest. It is a nonprofit out of New York. And they came to our community to present an opportunity for us to work with a fashion designer.
Okay.
And at the time, we had no idea what was going on or what was needed or anything like that.
Right.
So they introduced the project to us, and they wanted to know what we would think about, possibly working, with someone like that. Because again, we had never done anything like this before. But 14 of us decided that we would actually do this project, which was other, community members as well as myself. And we were introduced to this fashion designer named Greg Lauren.
Okay.
Which is the nephew of Ralph Lauren. Okay. So that's the connection there. So he spoke with us via Zoom, social media, and explained to us exactly what it is he was wanting to do. Provided all this material that he provided for us. Now, here's the thing. We usually don't make anything unless it's cotton. Okay, cotton is G's being fabric choice.
Right.
Okay. Greg had suede, some leather, rubber looking material, some silk, velvety looking material. We were opening our boxes like, okay, you've got to be kidding me. Just do it.
What does that do for your needles? Does that mess with your needles? You have to have different needles for that?
Well, I mean,
stretch and all that.
Well, we kind of managed, with hand on some things that were softer and machine on others to actually make it work. So, needless to say, we were all surprised that we made it through the project using all these materials, which was challenging from time to time, but we enjoyed the experience.
Okay.
And the thing about it is that Greg allowed us to have, creative ideas. We did not change our style of what G's being was, which I love that. He wasn't trying to change us. We had to meet certain deadlines to have it done, but we created these panels that's similar to the pot holders, except for they were much bigger. They were not quilted at all. And basically, we had a color palette scheme that we had to use to make certain ones. And we put together our creative thoughts and ideas on these panels that we made, different sizes. Some were as small as a 4x4.
Okay.
So you can imagine, with that size, trying to do a G's being, pattern on it. But we managed very well.
So they gave you like specs for the sizes of the panels that they want?
Yeah, everybody had their own individual homework, you could say, that we had to do. And we put it together with their fabrics, and it turned out very well. Now, at the time, we still had no idea what these clothing would look like. So we found out that Bergdorf Goodman in New York had actually decided that he would be the exclusive company to take Greg's designs and sell. Okay. So that was very exciting to us. I mean, we were just like didn't know what to do with ourselves.
Right.
So he was like, well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do this big showcase, and it's going to last so many weeks. And they were able to show us some of the clothing online and on social media, and we were just blown away with what he had done with our designs. I mean, it was just I keep saying unbelievable because it was. Luckily, after the installment was in place, of course I had to go and see it.
Of course I did.
Of course.
Why wouldn't you?
Right.
I'm mad I didn't get invited on the trip, but that's all right. Y'all, she didn't
that's
tell
a whole
me.
nother story.
Right.
Look, she's always busy. Don't let her fool you.
I am always busy.
She's always out of town. I'm left behind. What are you talking about? So I got a chance to go. Okay. And to see it in person was a whole nother level. To touch the fabrics, to feel. I actually tried on a coat. Okay. It was just like, oh my God, I couldn't believe it.
You didn't get to get one? They didn't send you one?
No, I didn't. Okay. Has anyone ever shopped at Bergdorf Goodman?
I said they didn't send y'all
no,
one. Y'all didn't get no samples.
No, they did not send us one.
Okay.
But the things were.
Y'all should next time write that in the contract.
Yeah,
we're gonna get some samples.
Yeah, we're gonna get at least something next time. Because I mean, things were a bit pricey there, and everything. But I mean, it was real. It was the truth. If I tell you that it was quality made, something that we could truly be proud of. And we are proud of it.
So let me ask you this. You guys did y'all have like a certain number of panels y'all have to make? Or is he now able to reproduce it himself? Or are you guys like contracted out to do that?
Well, he's not going to reproduce any of these.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
that was it. That run
this
right
was an
there,
exclusive.
It was exclusive to Bergdorf Goodman. And I think he ended up with over almost 300 pieces by the time he was done, because we had to make so many a piece. And I think within the first 7 days, over half of the stuff just sold out completely. So by the time I got there, which was later on, a lot of the things were gone. But it was totally different. One of the things I liked about this particular collaboration between Nest and Greg Lauren and G's Ben was that we were able to do what we normally would do. Greg did what he said he was going to do, as far as deadlines and compensation and things like that. And I mean, it was just a great experience overall.
Good.
We're looking forward to the next one. We don't exactly know what it's going to be, but we do know that it's not going to be this particular one. This one was over the top.
So now you guys have a like a collaboration set up with Nest for them to bring you in on a whole bunch of different stuff, or how does that work?
Well, I am the community project manager for G's Bend, and so anything that happens, anything for the community, I, along with Nest and another partner, work with the community to make sure that, you know, other collaborations that come into G's Bend, we are able to sit down at the table and discuss, you know, contracts, licensing, finances, any and everything that we need to discuss to make sure that the people in the community receive what they're supposed to receive. And that is something that, you know, excites me, because that's what I've been about all the time, is my community, and making sure that we're not taken advantage of just because we're not educated enough to really know what questions to ask. And that's where I come in and just sit at the table and make sure all the I's are dotted and all the T's are crossed.
So the community, are you guys, are they like the next generation learning how to do the quilts too, or is it gonna quit with your generation now, or you guys bringing in new blood, fresh new blood?
God.
Does the new blood of the younger people, are they even interested?
Well, I mean, I have a 19-year-old, and she's been involved, for a very long time.
Right.
So she's definitely Generation 5.
Okay.
And there are several others that have daughters and grandkids that are beginning to be more aware and are involved in the community, because we can't stop with my generation. G's Bend is known to be one of the most sought after quilts in the world.
I would love for my daughter to know how to do
can't-
this. You know,
we
she
can't
artsy,
stop.
she artsy craftsy, right?
Yeah, so we
And she has a little teeny machine upstairs
Oh,
that my
wow.
brother gave to her, and she's always wanting to do stuff. So I'm like, I would love for her to learn how to quilt. Plus, that'll keep her out of my face. I'll be like, let's go make a quilt. I'll help her, but you know, if I can get her started on doing stuff and understanding, because I'm like, this is mathematical too. This can help her with math, because you got to know how to cut all these little triangles out and match them up, and these little strips. She need to know each one of these strips need to be 3 to 4 inches long and however wide and all that kind of stuff. So I think this is great for teaching the kids.
And plus for G's Bend, she can be a little bit creative. When it's not perfect, it's still right. So
what I'm saying, right?
G's Bend, you can't go wrong with that.
Right.
You know, we have a whole different language of our own, and it shows up in our quilts and things that we make. So, but definitely the next generation, they're right there with us.
Okay, good. Because I would hate for it to stop.
No,
because with all of this social media, which I'm not against, because I love social media, and online videos and all this, and them taking so much of the stuff out of schools now, there needs to be a way for them to know. Like, do you offer classes or something like that for them? I know you used to do like Hancock and all that kind of stuff.
But right now, they would probably have to come to G's Bend to do a workshop.
Okay.
I do yearly. I'll do a workshop at Kentuck Arts Center in Northport, which is outside of Tuscaloosa.
Right.
But I think if I can get enough interest, you know, then I can, you know, possibly put something together. Maybe that's something we can discuss later or something.
Let's
you know, because a lot of times, you know, people don't understand it takes a lot of time, and you know, and so
it does.
Yeah.
It does. A lot of time, a lot of planning, things like that. Do you guys still sell the kits that people can get, or is that
no?
You don't do the kits anymore?
No, we don't have any more kits left. But,
okay.
But I did do a couple of workshops at the Birmingham Museum of Art.
Did you?
And they could also find some potholders there. Yeah. Birmingham Museum of Art. They may have a series this year. Most time people call me. I don't usually, you know.
Right.
Yeah, they'll say, well, can you come and do such and such and such? And I'm like, okay, let me see what I can do.
Right.
Right. But
okay.
Yeah, so we'll just have to see
Amazing.
how it works.
Amazing.
Yeah.
If you guys are interested, put it in the comments. Let us know. We'd love to get like a head count, or just to see what the interest is. If you have like children that need to know, now they need to know how to communicate and work a machine and stuff like that, or be very teachable. Be very teachable. This is not a mommy's day out where you drop off your bad kids and watch them, right? Stop it, I need them to be mannerable, and we need them to be able to sew, listen, and take instructions. But if you're interested in learning how to do it, then comment, let us know, and then we'll collab together and see if we can set something up, and who knows. Now, there will be size limits to the groups. We're hoping that you're interested. In all honesty, I'm hoping that you're interested, because I don't want this to become like a dying art and go away. Right, we can't let that happen.
We're not going to let that happen, because now we're actually going to be compensated for our work more.
Exactly.
And we're going to be able to keep up with, what's going on, and be able to work with a lot of different fashion designers as well as other projects. We have a lot of things going on in G's Bend, and maybe, I'll let you all know what's happening.
Right, stay tuned. I can always have her back, and we can do a quick little blurb of update. Like, this is what we're doing now, right?
Yes,
so
exactly.
This has been...
we can do that.
This has been great. I'm so proud of her. So proud of all the work and the things that she has done. Now, let me tell you, she keep it under the radar. She be real quiet about what's going on. And I find out, I might look at social media and be like, how come you didn't tell your girl you was doing? You didn't tell your girl you had no show. You didn't tell your girl nothing. I got to find out after it's over. But that's okay.
My husband, he put the article out there
first
time, because I'm just kind of like, I love to work.
And that's
I love
fine.
the work part.
I just won't come support. I won't come and be like, give me another pot holder.
I'm going to try to do better with social media, because, I always tell my girlfriends, I say, well, if they're close enough, they may say, well, girl, I just Google you, because a lot of times I don't tell them. They don't even tell them.
No.
So I'm sorry I didn't tell you, right?
Right.
I say, you know what I tell people? Google my name, Claudia Petway Charlie, and you can find out stuff I've done in the past, stuff that other people may post about me, because I'm not really posting a lot about myself. But I think that Take Two with Tanya, I think I need to come to this show. You know.
Yes. Yeah, she let me know what's going on. I will be more than happy to post it out there and be like, y'all, remember we had That's So G's Been on a few weeks ago? Well, let me tell you what's happening now, what we doing, what she doing, where we can go, and all that kind of stuff. I'll help her out. I got a big mouth. I can talk for her, I can talk for her and let the people know what's going on between me and her husband. We'll let everybody know.
I appreciate
and
that.
hopefully she can do it before it happens, so that I can tell the people, so we can show up. We want to support too. I know there's
I'm gonna
people
do better,
there.
you guys. I'm really gonna do better. I'm gonna make a conscious effort, because Tanya here is gonna stay on me. I'm gonna make a conscious effort to really do better.
She's already doing better. Look, she's here today. Today she's here and she is talking live. Come on now. Let's lift our hands and just tell the Lord thank you.
Stop it.
Tell him thank you. But so okay. I'm so this wasn't painful at all, was it?
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, I try to make it an enjoyable experience for everybody, right?
Yeah, so people, I
try to.
You did real good, and people now know what G's Bend is. They come to G's Bend and take a ferry ride.
I have to go. I've been telling Steven. So y'all have this thing in May, right?
Yeah, well, COVID stopped it, but I'm hoping that this coming May, we should be back on track, you guys. It's May Day.
Right.
People have May Day. May Day, everybody comes from all over different states, and you get to see that people plait the maypole. People don't really do that anymore.
Is that the thing where the kids walk around with the string?
Yeah, exactly. The string. They plait the maypole on that day and take a ferry ride across the Alabama River to the other side to Campton, Alabama, which is our county seat, and and things like that. Then we have in April, there's this big horse show that comes. One of the people in our community actually has a horse show. Okay, so that's really big too. So we're doing some things in G's Bend, and we're gonna do even more things. Yeah. Okay. Well then, so I have to come to the May Day, because I've been here and I've known a long time, and I'm almost embarrassed, but I always find out about either the day of. Well, you're a city girl too. I don't know, y'all city girls, y'all don't know about rural areas like that.
That's not true, because my mother is from a very rural area. Like, they only have a blinking stoplight. There is no grocery store there. So this is how rural it is, right? There's no grocery store there. There is a gas station where if you need like eggs and milk and stuff like that, you can go there and get that. But they have to drive to other cities that are close by to buy groceries and stuff like that. So I do know rural. I do know horses up and down the street,
okay,
right?
Good.
They drive at 2 to 5 miles per hour up and down the street in the cars. You wave at everybody. Everybody know everybody's business.
Yes, we do.
There's
know
a
that.
lot of cotton fields where my mother grew up at.
We have the fields and we don't grow cotton anymore.
I don't know what they haven't been in so long. Because everybody pretty much has died off. So I haven't had an opportunity to go down there. My mother still goes because like her cousin best friend lives there, so she goes there. But I do know rural, even though I prefer
we don't have
city,
a stoplight,
right?
Okay?
But
you got
first
me.
of all,
We don't have a stoplight.
Y'all don't have a stoplight?
And my house is on a dirt road. You have dirt roads?
They have dirt roads.
All
Yeah,
right.
they have dirt roads.
And we have the general store. Although it's not open right now, we're going to reopen the general store in G's Bend, and that's where the people would come and shop.
Right.
But we have to drive to Camden and Selma, Alabama, to shop.
Yeah.
That's the way it's been all my life. And so I'm used to driving, long distances. Yeah, so it's very, very rural.
Yeah, because y'all eat up some road. I know.
Yeah, we don't mind driving, Yeah, so I mean, it's a lot to learn about G's Bend.
Okay, all right, awesome. Well, I want to thank you for coming on, guys.
so
This
welcome.
is Claudia Charlie with Claudia Petway Charlie. That's how they can find you online, right?
Yeah, Claudia.
With That's So G's Bend. And this has been a great, great, great show. I appreciate her for being there. Remember, this is Take Two with Tanya. I need you to like, share, and comment. Like, share, and comment. Like, share, and comment on the show, and share. Tell all your people about it. Let's get this subscribership up. Let's get more people out. I have every week, every Monday. That's the plan. Sometime it happens on Tuesday. I don't know, but I say Monday, and I'm trying to get better with that. But at least every week there is a video and a podcast episode that drops, and you can find the podcast on all podcasting platforms. I am Apple accessible, and I am Android accessible. So if you just look for Take Two with Tanya on the podcast, you can see. You probably start seeing me in Google soon. If you Google Take Two with Tanya, you might start to see it to pop up because I'm working on my SEO. But remember, like, share, comment. I'd like to thank Claudia Petway Charlie of That's So G's Bend for coming and sharing today.
Thank you for having me.
Go to her Etsy shop. You'll find all the links in the show notes. Go to her Etsy shop and buy her stuff. And give it to your family. I'm thinking, okay, so for Christmas, which is coming up, when we did show, Christmas is coming up, to get pot holders and have them put in shadow boxes and give them to my parents, my mother, and my mother-in-law. I think those would be great, thoughtful gifts, right? Great, thoughtful gifts. Make the house look really, really, really nice, and just a piece of our heritage and our history captured. So, again, thank you. Take Two with Tanya.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Well, that's it for today's episode of Take Two with Tanya. Thank you for joining us. Please be sure to like, share, and comment on whatever platform you happen to be listening to. Remember, if you share, tag me at Take Two with Tanya. I would love to see who all is out there listening. Lastly, remember, you create your own reality and you are 100% responsible for your life. Till next week, I love you all, and this is Tanya with Take Two with Tanya.